What's up, guys? Dark J here, and after a 6-month hiatus, I am back. I'm sorry I've been gone so long, guys. It's probably been the worst 6 months of my life, honestly. I mean, my computer completely took a crap, and other things happened in my personal life that just, I don't really want to get into, but long story short, I am back, finally. All my series before that I did were completely destroyed, completely lost. Okay, it is unfortunate, yes, but I have gotten into this new game that I've been playing for the last 8 days here now called Miners Haven. It is part of Roblox. That's right, I said Roblox. I'm going to be playing this as a series, and today, just to kind of bring you guys into it, I'm going to be showcasing my setup. Now, I've noticed a lot of people have asked me, can you help me build a setup, or can you help show me a setup? So I decided to make it easy on everybody, I'm going to make a video showcasing my setup, so that way, and explaining exactly why I'm doing everything and how it works, so that way they know how to do it for themselves. Okay, now, my setup may be expensive, and yes, in the future I'm going to make videos for lower cost setups, but explaining this setup will still help you understand how the system works and how Miners Haven itself works. All right, knowing the basics of Miners Haven will help you make money in the long run. And there are a basic order to how things need to go, and that basic order is pretty simple. And the first thing that you need in that order is anything that is additive. Okay, so if it adds a dollar amount, you want it to go first in the chain of whatever you're building, whatever conveyor chain you're making. Additive amounts go first. Okay, so first on my setup I have 12 of these cursed ore purifiers. Okay, now if we go down to the end of the cursed ore purifiers, now the reason I have cursed ore purifiers first and why additive goes first is because it increases the base value of the ore, and increasing the base value of the ore is important when it comes to multiplicative or percentage increase items. Okay, because if you have something bigger to work with, then the percentage increase is larger. Make sense? Alright, now going into this turn, instead of a regular turn here, I have a ramp going into a basic conveyor, and the reason for that is because when they fall off the ramp, they have a higher chance of landing directly in the middle and being upgraded by my Freon blasters, which is next in my chain. And next in the order, which is a capped percentage increase item, which is the Freon blasters. The Freon blasters happen to be one of the best capped percentage increase items for mid to late game. Okay, now I have 24 of them in a row. Now if you come down to the end here and you watch, now I got lag going on seriously here, but you'll notice these ones aren't lit up. It's because they were blinking. Okay, if your Freon blasters are blinking, then that is a good thing. That means that your ore is hitting the cap for the Freon blasters, and they're coming out at around 400 million in value, which is the highest the Freon blaster can upgrade your ore to. Okay, so the base value of the ore is now around $400 million. Okay, now the next, a lot of you have seen these before, the Schrodinger evaluators. Now, third in the order for Miners Haven is the unpredictable factor. If you have an item that is unpredictable, that you don't know what it's going to do. Now, the Schrodinger, in a nutshell, can multiply an ore's value, it can add a value, it can decrease value, or it can destroy the ore altogether, or it can just let the ore pass without doing anything. Okay, there's a lot of different things that can happen in a Schrodinger, and I have 16 of them in a row. Now, the reason being is, say an ore goes through a Schrodinger, okay, and it gets multiplied, and then it makes it all the way through. If most of the ones that it went through multiplied or added value, then it's going to come out worth a lot of money, okay? And you're increasing your chances of making a lot of money having 16 of these. Now, more than 16 is kind of overkill, just because you get to the point to where you're not having enough ore come out at all, okay? Now, The reason why it's so important to be at 400 million prior to the Schrodinger's is because you need a value in case the Schrodinger decides to decrease value. So say a Schrodinger decides to take $1 million away from the value of the ore. You don't want an ore going in it that's only worth 500,000, right? Makes sense, because you can't subtract $1 million from 500,000. The ore's value will be 0, and then when it comes out on the end, you'll make no money. Okay, so you need to have a base value going into the Schrodinger's, so that way mathematically you can have something to multiply upon. Now, after the Schrodinger's, we have next in the order of Miner's Haven order is percentage increase with no cap. Okay, now these portable ore advancers, you can have, the only restriction on the portable ore advancers is that you can only have 30 of them. There is no cash cap on them, okay, which makes them amazing. So it don't matter what the value of the ore coming out of Schrodinger is, they will work, okay? Only thing is you cannot have more than 30, because more than 30 will not work. Alright, makes sense? Now, this next part you can do in just about any order your heart really desires. I have a duplicator, or replicator, which now is taking the valued ore that you got out, which could be a high value or whatever, and I'm duplicating it. So now I'm basically doubling my profits, or my ores. Okay? This is very important. Okay? And then I have a ramp. Now, regular ramp conveniently channels the ore into a small area for the ore zappers. The ore zappers are skinnier than a normal conveyor item, and they are raised. So not only do you have to get the ore off the ground slightly, but you have to channel it, and this regular large conveyor ramp just so happens to do that. It's perfect for this. They fall right off, go into the ore zappers, and then I go into the corner, and now I have the orbital upgraders. Now, you don't have to have what's next here on your setup if you can't afford it, or if you just don't have the items yet. The orbital upgraders are probably the most expensive item I have out here. They are close to 80 quadrillion a piece, so they are expensive. Okay, but if you can get all three, all three will benefit. You cannot have more than 3 of them, but there's no cash value cap to any of these items at the end, and that is why they're at the end. And because now we are getting percentage increases with no cash cap at the end. So that is the next item in the Miner's Haven order. And then I have the professional upgraders, which the only limit to these is that you can only have 4 of them. So I have 4 professional upgraders, and then I have a turn. And then finally, last in the order chain is multiplicative items. Okay? So, these flaming ore scanners are multiplicative. Okay, these have the chance to quintuple the value of the ore when they get hit. Okay, now I know a lot of you have seen people running with 4 of these. I'm only running with 3, and the reason I'm running with 3 is because I am running the Frozen Justice. If you are not running the Frozen Justice, you can run 4. But because I am running the Frozen Justice, I want to ensure that every ore going into the Frozen Justice is lit on fire. Reason being, the Frozen Justice, if it accepts ores that are not on fire, it will only multiply its value by 8. Okay? If the ore is on fire, it will multiply it by 18. If it is on fire and blessed by a Schrodinger, which has little purple sparkles when you see it go in, then it multiplies it by 27 times. Okay? That is insane. I mean, that is just great. The reason I have 3 is because if I have 4 and the portable flamethrower with the conveyor, then if it gets hit by the first flaming ore scanner, by the time it gets to the Frozen Justice, it literally dies on the conveyor. I mean, the ore just burns out and dies on the conveyor. So I have 3, and then my portable flamethrower, and then the Frozen Justice. Okay, so that ensures that all the ore going into the Frozen Justice is lit on fire and gets the full multiplicative effect of the Frozen Justice. Okay. Now we'll watch here. Oh, let's see what that one was. Now, okay, see, these were only in the case. See, this setup, again, like stated, can be unpredictable. It can be anywhere. Now, ores coming out of this and going into your furnace can be anywhere from a few K to literally quintillions. The biggest ore I've seen with this setup, in my own personal experience, has been an ore go into it for 200 quintillion. And it got duplicated. So that was 2 ores for 200 quintillion. I literally went from 9 quintillion to 400 quintillion and was able to reborn instantly. Okay, guys. So remember, I've only been playing this now for 8 days. And I'm already on my 6th life. About ready to go on to my 7th. Okay. Now, as far as the rest of the stuff I have here, I do have a little interesting just setup I was experimenting with that I did build. This is with the ore cannon. A lot of people, you know, experiment the ore cannon, trying to figure something out and see, you know, how they can make the cells work. This, I'm still kind of working out the kinks, but most of the time it goes without getting stuck. It just happened to be while I'm recording a YouTube video that it wants to get stuck on me. Most of the time, if something gets stuck, the big ones kind of knock it out of the way, and it just sort of works. Alright. This is launching it into a skinny hole, into the Nature's Grip. Any ore that actually goes into the Nature's Grip gets the multiplication of it. I don't know what is going on here, why it's doing this. Maybe I'll break it up a little bit here. It's like a ball pit party. Everybody loves a ball pit. Woo! Alright, well, anyway, I'll probably reset my ores. That is why you have a pulsar, guys. Yeah. I think I'm going to murder all ores soon. Well, anyway, this is my base, and again, this is experimental. These are mithril mines with duplicators going in there, and if they don't make it into the Nature's Grip, they go into the teleporter, come out here, and then have a second chance to go in. Again, I'm going to have to reset my ores because I don't know why it's getting stuck. Most of the time, I literally can sit here and it will not get stuck for hours and hours on end. But this has been my base. I hope you guys like it. If you do, like, subscribe, comment. If you want to see something else from me, a basic setup or something, or want to know how to do something in general and how to make good money or quick money fast, write that in the comments. Let me know. Just ask, and I will try my hardest to get it for you. If I had my second monitor, I'd have my face cam going. You guys could see the happiness of me playing this game because I love it. But unfortunately, you don't. But I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, stay awesome. Again, I'm Dark J. Like, subscribe, comment. You guys have a good one.